Good morning, my tubies, my TikTokers, my Instagrammers. SheilaTruelove here with you this fine morning. You know, a lot of women are getting sick and tired of hearing men say it's not all men. Just because you got hurt by one man, you shouldn't take that out on every single man. And I agree with that actually to some extent. You know, it's not all men. All men are not rotten, and I will testify to that with my life. There are some decent men out here. There are some men who genuinely take God and Christ very seriously. They love Jesus Christ more than they love themselves, more than they would love any woman. They do exist. Now, what percentage of that is out there, I can't tell you. Personally, I think it's maybe 3%. 97% of these men, they need a lot of work. But I know for a fact that I agree with this lovely lady here when she's saying she's sick and tired of hearing, well, not all men, not all men. I'm sick and tired of hearing it as well. Anyway, without further ado, let me share this clip with you, and I'll come back with further commentary.
This man who commented on my video are
warning,
hold on, guys.
warning.
I'm sorry about that, guys. Here we go.
Say that women are tired of hearing not all men is an understatement. Am I right? I don't understand why men like this man who commented on my video are so proud to boldly exclaim on the internet in women's comment sections that they absolutely do not care about women and what we go through. We have been trying to tell men that we are having far too many terrifying experiences with them. It is happening way too often. This is an issue. We need to address it. And at no point are they responding with, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I can't believe that happened to you. You don't deserve that. You're right. We should be protecting you." No, they're not saying that. They're just ranting back at us. Not all men. Stop blaming all men for your problems. We're not blaming all men for the abuse that we've suffered at the hands of some. We're not even accusing all of you of being capable of this behavior. We're simply telling you that we're scared and we want to do something about it. And your response is so devoid of empathy, so dripping with dismissiveness. It completely invalidates our legitimate fears. This conversation wasn't even initially about you. It was about the men who were attacking us. You made this conversation about you when you showed zero empathy when we tried to tell you what was going on with us. You made this conversation about virtually all men. So now this discussion is not only about the men who attack us, it is about the men who stand idly by and do nothing to intervene when they witness it, and about the men like yourself who scream "not all men" in women's comment sections as a way to derail the conversation and completely invalidate us. Let me ask you something. If a new restaurant opened and on their opening weekend 1,000 people ate at this restaurant, and out of that 1,000, 350 of them got food poisoning, are you eating at that restaurant? Probably not, right? But what's the problem? Not everybody got food poisoning. Exactly. Enough people got food poisoning that it's probably not worth the risk. Now imagine I looked at you and said, "What the fuck's wrong with you? Not all the dishes gave people food poisoning. Go eat at the restaurant. You're not going to risk it." That's restaurant bashing. That would be completely illogical of me to say to you, and you men are all about logic. That would not be a logical thing for me to say to you, but this is the reality that women live in every day, that we not only have to be afraid of the men who will attack us, but we have to be afraid of men like yourself who will belittle and berate us for having the audacity to speak up about it. And we always get blamed for the violence that we suffer at the hands of other men. They ask us what we were wearing, what we did to bring it upon ourselves, or they say things like this guy, "Man bashing on social media created this situation." Even if it were true that all women were doing was unjustifiably belittling men on the internet, that still would not mean that we deserve to be violently attacked by them. And why are you so quick to hold women accountable for the words that come out of their mouth about men, and not the men who are literally violating us and taking our lives? You guys keep screaming "not all men," and we keep asking you the same question, and you never have an answer for us. How do we know which ones?
Exactly.
How do we tell the good ones apart from the bad ones? Do you guys wear a bracelet where it's like if they have a red one on, they'll probably kill us, and if they're wearing a blue one, they're good and we can proceed? How do we know which one of you is a dangerous one? Because I can tell you right now that every single one of Ted Bundy's victims would have described him as sweet and charming and helpful, and none of them are here to hear you screaming "not all men" in their comment section. And the irony in all of this is that these same men will tell their daughters that all men are dangerous and aggressively protect their daughters against them, and then will still come into women's comments and tell us that we are misandrists or man bashing for saying the exact same shit that they say to their own daughters. Honestly, this conversation is getting so goddamn old with you guys. If you don't understand by now why saying "not all men" is just as harmful as watching a woman take a brick to the face and doing nothing about it, I can't help you, because I don't know how to tell you that you should give a shit about other people.
This beautiful young lady here, she made so many excellent, valid points when she's talking about women are getting sick and tired of hearing not all men are bad, not all men are good. But like she said, how are you supposed to know the difference? Do the good ones wear a red bracelet, or the bad ones are wearing a blue bracelet? And like she also said, Ted Bundy, I'm sure a lot of you, if you don't know about Ted Bundy, honey, go on Google, go on YouTube, and check out Ted Bundy and see what type of person he was. He was a serial killer when it came to women. But he was charming. He was helpful. He was a sweetheart. No one would have ever known that Ted Bundy was a literal narcissistic monster, a psychopath. You know? And you have these men saying, why should I jump in when that woman got hit in the face with a brick, what have you? That's not my woman. Yeah? Well, how would they feel when the cops are all beating on their black behind and nobody pulls out their camera, nobody witnesses it, nobody jumps in and try to say, stop this, put a stop to this? No. When they're being under attack, just like we had that incident with this black man, he was working on a boat, minding his business, and 4 Caucasian men jumped out and attacked this black man. Do you think people would have said, well, I'm not getting involved, look the other way? How would they have felt? No. People came out running to protect and help that black man. He was no family member of theirs. He wasn't even a friend. People came out from the woodworks to help, jumped in, hitting these Caucasian people up in the head with chairs and everything like that. And it's about caring about people. Yes, women are getting sick and tired of this not all men. Yeah, you know me. I promote stay single. I keep telling women stay single. And like she says, a lot of the women are afraid, but you got a lot of women who are not afraid. They have their mace, they have their tasers, and a lot of women now, they're getting licensed to carry. Okay, you're going to run up on the right one day, baby, and they're going to put a bullet in your chest and put you to rest. Self-defense. Because women are literally getting sick and tired of it. And I keep telling these women, but they don't want to listen. They think they know more than God, Christ, because in 2 Corinthians, baby, it tells you it's better to stay single also. But they know more than God and Jesus and everybody else. I say stay single. Leave these men out here. You have a lot of transvestites, a lot of transgenders. Those are men. And you have these transgender, they say, you know what? I may be submissive in the bedroom and all that girly crap in the bedroom, but when I step outside that bedroom, baby, I will F you up. See, that's male brute force on brute force. Because even though it's a transgender, that's still a man. They're sitting around here constantly bullying these women, abusing women, actually unliving, I don't know why they use it, unliving, women. And it's disgusting. I will pin it in the comment area to show you how violent these men are and how they all started off like being a Ted Bundy. being these sweet, charming, wonderful men until they feel they have you trapped. And then, or when their egos have been bruised or damaged or hurt, or you doing better than them. I suggest women stay single because it's healthier. You have more peace. It's way easier. You have your freedom and your independence. And you have one of the fruitages of the Spirit, which is joy. God wants us to have joy in our life. And going home every day to some tyrant, some demonic monster, who when you met him, he wasn't like that. But then he metamorphosized from human to beast. I can't deal with men too much. I can put up with them for maybe 2 or 3 days, 2 days, 3 days tops. And then I got to be like, I can't do this. They're too aggressive. They're too abrasive. They're very mean-spirited. I don't like their energy. They're not very mild and gentle and kind. Now, I could understand what they have to put up their rugged side when you're dealing with other men. But when you're dealing with women and children, you need to turn that off. And they don't know how to. They're abusive, very abusive. Whether it's physically, if it's not physically, then he's abusing you financially or mentally or emotionally. Abuse is abuse. And women are getting sick and tired of it. Sick and tired of hearing it. I know I am. And since you can't differentiate the good ones from the bad ones, I just tell women, be smart, be wise, stay single.